Kowalski, status report.
There is a nursery, a Toys R Us, and a Burger King down there, but no military targets.
Okay guys, prepare to open fire. Let's do some spawn camping.
But isn't that a war crime?
A Sun Tzu once said, it's not a war crime unless the United Nations find out about it. So make sure to dispose of all of the evidence. Anyways, open fire!
Tanya Evil is one of the first animes that I ever watched, and it's one of my favourites because it's about war crimes. And as a pro Peppa Pig's World Adventure player, I am the United Nations' worst nightmare. This anime is one of the few isekai animes that I'd actually consider good because the plot isn't just some guy gets ran over by a Lawson's delivery truck and somehow he's in another world with a harem, and even though he's a beta cuck.
That just makes you a beta cuck.
So this anime is about a 9-year-old girl joining the army and becoming an officer by the age of 14. Don't ask me how a 9-year-old managed to get into the army and how the fuck she became an officer by the age of 14. Well, actually, I can answer that question, and the answer is war crimes. This anime is set in World War I Europe, and basically, all the nations in the anime are basically just based off the combatants that fought in World War I, but the names have been ever so slightly changed, even though, like, you can still tell what they are. For example, for Germany, it's just the Empire, which is a very, very great name, and then for France, it's the Francois Republic, and then for the United Kingdom, it's the Allied Kingdom. And then there's some more, but we're not going to talk about them because they're irrelevant. Now, one of the things that makes this anime absolutely fantastic is actually the historical detail in the anime. For example, look at this. This is one of the Francois Republic soldiers, and then that's clearly a French army soldier. So if we get another picture here of a French army soldier's uniform, they look extremely similar, and also same with the helmet as well. And it's clearly definitely the French because they still haven't mastered the idea of what camouflage is. And then if we look over here, this is one of the Empire soldiers, and if you look at the uniform, it's clearly a World War I German uniform because of the red outlining along with the green. It looks really, really cool, and clearly the author has paid a lot of attention to lots of things in World War I. Even the guns are accurate. Like, for example, look at this screenshot I grabbed from the anime of a bunch of Francois Republic soldiers. They are using the Lebel 1886 model, which is the bolt-action rifle used by France in World War I. And throughout the anime, you'll notice that a lot of different guns from World War I. For example, the planes have... There are some scenes where the planes have something that looks like Lewis machine guns, or for example, literally just the goddamn AA, the plane-mounted machine guns in Battlefield 1. And then also you'll see other things, like for example, there are some scenes of Luger P08 being used. And also, by the way, I clearly haven't played enough Battlefield 1 in a little while, so like whatever Tanya's gun is in this scene, I don't know what that is, so please tell me in the comment section down below. One little funny little thing I really like about this anime is the little attention to detail about certain historical facts. For example, in this scene where Tanya and Anson are fighting, she says this line. Another thing I really love about this anime is if you watched my the best anime fight video from a little while ago, I've talked about this before, where I talk about the sound design of the anime. The sound design is fucking phenomenal. Like, from just the gunshots and even like when the characters are using their like jetpack things to fly around, it sounds fucking amazing. And then also when they're using the lasers, oh my god, it just sounds so brilliant. And even the animation of the lasers going down and exploding shit, it sounds awesome. Also, like the sound of the actual explosions when they're like, you know, when we're slightly further away from them, it's like you hear like the shockwave and everything else. It's just like, the sound quality of this anime is truly amazing. Whoever did the sound design is a bloody master at sound design. Hey there guys, if you're enjoying my video, please make sure to like and subscribe. And then if you really want to, you can support me on Ko-Fi in the link below. And also, you should totally join the Discord server, join that. Anyways, back to the video. Also, during the combat scenes, the actual camera work and, you know, how they follow the character has a really nice flow to it. That actually makes it feel like more like watching a movie than it is watching, you know, just some typical anime. It's truly awesome. Speaking of movies, the movie for this anime was fucking brilliant. One of the things I could actually sort of be ever so slightly annoyed about is the fact that when in one of the scenes in the movie they're using Soviet BT-5s and then also German Panzer IIIs in what seems to be like pardon me, 1918, which, if you knew a thing or two about tanks, those tanks are from like the 1930s, literally 20 years after the conflict, and also how the Soviet Union already exists, but whatever, that's something we can gloss over for now. Another thing I'd really like to mention is actually how they pretty much nailed the vibe and look of the character Loria, who is basically just meant to be the leader of the NKVD in basically the anime's version of the Soviet Union. And if you know a thing about the Soviet Union, he's based off this person called Beria. And basically, he's a massive pedo. No other word to describe it, he's just a massive pedo. For example, in real life, when Stalin found out that Beria was with his daughter in a house together, he called his daughter to leave immediately because he knew that Beria was that much of a pedo to do something. Also, I love how Tanya, like, talks trash about the communists and then just like...
生存と保身、そしてコミーへの嫌がらせ。町に侵入される前にコミーどもをた...
It's kind of funny. It also reminds me of this quote from a Polish mercenary. I feel like they took that inspiration for when creating Tanya. Overall, this anime was actually incredibly fun to watch. The only thing that's like ever so slightly annoying is the one bit of historical inaccuracy, but otherwise all the action scenes, Tanya's character development from being a very cold-hearted bastard to like sometimes caring about her team is actually really cool. And then also, you know, all like the training arcs where we see like Tanya's literal insanity like actually happen when she blows herself up, the bit with the mad German scientist. It's all very, very, very good. The author has clearly done a lot of research into World War One, pre-World War II, and World War II Germany, and somehow mixed it all together to make it like feel believable, despite the fact it's meant to be in World War One. But it's just really, really good. This anime is certainly a 10 out of 10 for me. You need to watch this. But if you want to see me talk about more isekai anime, please click this one here where I talk about why this anime is probably one of the best isekai animes, even though this one's clearly better. But yeah, anyway, like and subscribe and goodbye.